Okay, I think I'm live. I just noticed that everything's crooked. Hello, hello, hello. Physio today. Well, I hope you have a good appointment. Hey, Margie, welcome. Hey, Glitter and Julie, so glad to have you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I need some lotion on my hands. They feel kind of dry, so I'm gonna grab my lotion real fast. Y'all had a good week, I hope. Did you do anything exciting? But tell me something good. I've had a pretty good week last week. I have started working a little bit in my yard or garden when the weather was pretty. We had some couple of pretty days. And we decided that we wanted to do some raised beds in our backyard. And the cost of lumber is outrageous. And I just noticed that at Lowe's, which is a local home improvement store here to us, that had these 27-gallon totes. They're like 30 inches by 20 inches by 14 or 15 inches deep. And hey, Bonnie, welcome. And we looked at the pricing and made sure that they were food grade compatible, meaning you could grow food in them. And they are. And they were normally $9.99 and they were on sale for $7.98. and we ended up buying a few of those. Oh, I forgot to call the dirt place, and then I've got to call a local dirt place so that I can order some dirt to be delivered, because trying to buy it individually in bags is expensive. And this is my nails. It may not show very well in this light. I got a piece of white paper. These are blue and pink, and I put some rhinestones on there. I hope my rhinestone glue works and they don't fall off, because that's annoying, right? But I was playing with around. I had some new blue polish that I hadn't used, and so I made some nails this past weekend. Hey Jennifer, hey. So I've been working in the yard. I did wear nails for a couple of days while I was working in the yard, and then I've at night have been painting some nails so I could have some different opportunities of versions. And I just saw that my Amazon order, pardon me for a moment, my Amazon order got delivered at the shop, and I ordered some more polish. Because I was like, I don't have that color, and I don't have that color. Thank you, Jennifer. I don't have that color. Oh, Jennifer, I know this is going to sound really weird. You gave me a set of nails. They're the Beatles nails, and it's been a while. I think, has it been 2 years? Look at your Amazon purchases and see if you can send me the link to that purchase. Maybe the screenshot what the description was, because those nails are a different shape than these nails, and I like that shape, but I haven't been able to find that shape. It's either coffin or square, and they're not the same as what I got from you, and I kind of like those. Let's see. Worked on the yard. Help my father-in-law. My husband and I help my father-in-law, help them with stuff. Nobody gave you a British accent for Christmas. Just, I've been asking for years. Well, you know, Glitter, what you can do is watch a bunch of British people speaking and then just pretend that you're talking to them and pick up their dialogue. Give me a second. I'll get the box. Okay, so these are called Beatles, 500 pieces, 10 sizes, full cover clear, but it doesn't have any numbers, and it says square short, but they really aren't square. They're more rounded. What I have on is square, and I know it's hard to see because they're clear, but these in the box are more curved and a little bit tapered, but not tapered as much as a coffin nail, and I haven't been able to find them yet. So anyhow, you do that on YouTube videos. There you go. See? Now you know how to get it. I've been asking for bangs for Christmas for 20 years, but alas, I'm still bald, Henry says. Petrol instead of gas. Yeah, you got to learn the lingo that they say, right? Because they talk about petrol instead of gas, and cigarettes or fags, and what else is it? There's different things that they say, and I'm like, what did they say? And of course, they're doing the same thing with us. You know, they're like, what are y'all talking about? That pink polka dot. Actually, it's a stencil, Michelle. That's a stencil. I'm going to show y'all. So I've been working on this paper bag journal. So the outside is a paper bag that I've covered. And then over the couple of weeks, I've been making elements to go inside. And I want to make a couple of pages to go in between. So I have laid out here my polka dot stencil. So that's just the label for this stencil. It's not necessarily paper. It's just one of my stencils, okay? So what I'm going to do here is layer that up. I am going to put some gloves on so that I don't get my new nails all dirty when I just installed them today. Can you hold the stencil, please? Well, here, let me just hand it to you. Are you ready? Okay, I got to get it separated. Here you go. Well, take it from me. Oh, it's gone. Michelle got it. Did that work? Watch a lot of Brit box. Ah. Oh, thank you so much, Jennifer. I'll look it up. Okay, perfect. So I'll look at that and see if these are the same, because I've been looking and looking. I do a search. I'm trying to find it. It's like, where are these? So I'm going to use Prize Ribbon. This is just distressed ink, and I've got a blending tool. And I want to add some polka dots to this blue paper. The British channel. There's a couple of YouTubers that I've watched in the past that are British. Okay, why are you getting up now? It's a good thing you have your band on. I think Hercules just urinated. I put basically he's got a boy diaper on. I think he had to go a lot because he's still standing in one spot. Yep, that's what he was doing. That's what happens. He needs to change his schedule, especially on Mondays. Yeah, you can buy the stencil with the coupon code. Yes, 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 yes. I have lots of stencils you can buy. I need to update the Artistic Stencil Club, which I don't have the subscription option anymore. I had to make some changes to my website because I haven't been doing the subscription boxes. The cost to have the subscription option on my website is like almost $400 a year on top of my regular website hosting. And I just wasn't making enough money to justify keeping it. So I need to go through all the artistic stencil and make those as individual products that you can purchase. I may be able to just go into the Stencil Club and make options like one listing, but you go into the drop down menu and pick the one that you want. Well, see, buddy, I tried to send it and it didn't go. Send me another email because I couldn't get it to go through. Or send me a Facebook message. I got glitter sent, Michelle sent, and I was trying to send yours and I couldn't find the message for the correct email address you want me to send it to. I apologize, but I tried. I was even trying to do it during the live stream last week. It's recorded. Me trying to figure it out. All right, so I've added some dots. I'm going to close this up. Put my blending brush away. Put the stuff away. Alright, I'm going to take the gloves off. I'll need those again in a little bit. I think I have two different sizes of gloves on. Alright, set this aside. And since I want to use more of the gel prints, what I did was I cut two 2-inch strips, and I want to take this piece and fold it in half. And this is just a standard 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. And what I'm going to do is I am going to trim it, but I'm going to do that after I glue these pieces on. And my thought was, I want this piece, I'll glue it in here, but I'm going to not glue it flush. I'm going to have it stick out just a little bit, because what I want it to do when the journal pages are closed, I want this to kind of stick out past just a little bit. So you see this, this, and this. That's my thinking anyway. So move this back over here out of the way. Oh, and I also bought a snap tool set, and I've been thinking about using it to create a closure on a journal sometime soon. I haven't decided what yet, but I think I want to do some kind of closure using the snaps. All right, so I'm just going to kind of let this come past a small amount. I'm trying to keep that straight. All right, come down here and then fold this over. Yes, Glitter can share that with you. Yes, it's the same code that I would send to both of you. Yeah. Yes, yes. All right, so now I'm going to open this up and kind of press it. And wipe away the excess glue. Yep, I got it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to flip this over, and on this side, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put glue down here. And I'm going to line this up with the edge as best I can, so it's pretty even, using the fold as a guide. Okay, perfect. And then fold it over. So I just wanted the edge of that paper to kind of peek out a little bit. Now, I could add some stitches onto it. I have to wait for the glue to dry. But I like the way that looked. Okay, so I was going to take this page, and it's going to go right here. Oh, it came out further than I thought it would, but that's okay. So we've got this layer. I got to trim it. This layer, this layer, this layer, and then I'm going to put one in the middle here. So I am going to go ahead and trim this down just a little bit because it's taller. So I'm just going to make a little tick mark next to the spine and cut that little strip off. Okay. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate your help. All right, let's trim this one off. So if you're trying to make it just a little bit longer, you could add a little strip of paper. You could also add lace if that's something that you want to do. I am going to add some distress inks where I cut it off. Okay. So this piece is going to go here. That'll go there. That'll go there. So then I want one more, and I'm trying to decide. I think I'm going to do, oh, I don't know. You know, I may do both of these. Okay, so first I think I want this one first. Okay. So I went ahead and cut some more strips of paper again. And this time, that doesn't go here. That goes back here. You stay there. I've got 2 pieces of paper, and I have the open lattice stencil. I believe that's what it's called. So I'm going to grab a couple of pieces of paper here. Need more bucks! Oh, thank you so very much. I greatly appreciate it. Okay, gloves again. And this time I've kind of gotten a green. The paper is a real pale green. I bought it many, many years ago. There was a paper shop that sold paper to printing people who had like offset printers. And I learned about it a long time ago, so I would use them to buy paper. And they had this on sale once, and I got it for like $2 and something cents a ream. It was really cheap. All right, I'm trying to decide. My paper is green, and this is kind of a green, but I kind of like this turquoise color. So do I want to use Mermaid Lagoon? Because that'll pop on there. I think that's what we're going to do. Mermaid Lagoon. So I need Mermaid Lagoon. Got it. All right, I want to line this up pretty good so I can see how this looks together. Okay, you move over here. So that would be the color next to that. I think that would work pretty good. Need more bucks? Margie, you have a few. You have a few. And you have more on your other account. Don't you have like 100,000 on that one? I don't know. The Fluke Feline family. Is that right? All right. Going in here, making some patterns. I like using stencils to add a little bit of decoration to a page. Another thing you can use is rubber stamps, mark making tools. What have y'all been working on? You clean your gel plate? Yeah? Did it work? Did it work better? Is it clean now? And did you get it dirty again? All right, so that's this side. I'm going to do that again on the other side. I could do a different stencil, but I've already committed. Already committed. You just finished fussy cutting gel print tags? Oh, cool. So you had some pulls that you then glued to other paper, or it was already on thick enough paper that you just cut it into tags? It's clean and put away. Gotcha. And Julie, what are you going to do with the leftovers now? All right, so we got a little bit of a pattern on that one. So I'm going to do this one more time. You should be committed. Why are you going to be committed now? Because if one of us is committed, does that mean we all fall in the same category? Crafty commitment. I was doodling stencil designs the other day, trying to decide if I wanted to make some more new stencils. I have so many now that I don't go back and use some of my old ones. And I saw this one because I haven't used it in a while. I thought, you know what? We're going to get this one out. Okay. Flip it over and do the other side. It's on thin paper. You'll glue it on cardstock. Gotcha. The projects will be for the future. In the past, I used to take all of the little scraps and basically make collage masterboards out of all of those little scraps, and then I would cut those up again to make art with that I would frame. I've also made greeting cards, and more recently I turned them into junk journal things. Okay, I was listening to music and it just went dead. I wonder why. Oh, there it goes. All right. So they got that one. Put this up here with my stencil pile. Take my gloves off, put this away. You're still working on a Christmas journal? Yeah? You're keeping this one? Yeah? If you thought if you cut them up and made them into tags, you would actually use them. Well, that's just it. You know, we make all of these pretty things, but if we just pop them into a storage thing and don't ever use them, it's like, why did we make them? All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this and glue them end to end because I want it a little bit longer than the 8.5 by 11 piece. And I know that I stenciled further out than I needed to, but that's okay. I'll cut off the excess. Turn this over. Because I want to put these gel prints on the outside edge, I'm going to take this piece and fold it like so. And then, why is this acting so weird? I wonder if my battery's almost dead. Oh, we're having troubles. Maybe because I don't have my Wi-Fi turned on. There we go. There we go. It was having internet issues. All right. So first thing I want to do is looking at the other pages. I know I want to trim it shorter, so I'm going to come in here and trim that shorter. And then the next thing I want to do is I want this piece a little bit longer than this piece, but not as long as this piece. So I'm going to cut off that edge so I don't mess it up. I'm going to come over here and cut this piece off right about let's do it right about here. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is make this cut. Trying to keep both papers together. And yes, I just created scraps. We'll use them somewhere else someday. And then I'm going to flip this around and make it shorter. Oh, I should do this. I think before I cut it, I'm going to glue these on. Yeah, that way I can cut them and it'll be nice and even. So I'm going to put down some glue on this strip. And I want to come in just a little bit, leave a little bit of a gap, and do the other side. Hey, zippity zippity, hello. You think you could do 100% Christmas crafting and be happy? Yeah? Hey, Amanda, welcome. I need to make a garden journal. I've just been using a graph notebook pad because I was using the graph pad in order to plan out some things of where I wanted to plant them. And Henry's like, you don't have a garden journal? I said, no, I haven't made one yet. So that may be my next journal I should make, is trying to come up with a garden journal so that I can write down when I planted and what I planted. I may even, if I didn't use the whole seed packet, I could make a photocopy of the seed packet and put that into the journal. So that may be something I'll look into doing for my next live stream. Okay. Okay, I got that added. I'm going to trim this off and we'll show you what it looks like. And I haven't really embellished it yet, other than just adding the little strip of paper on the edge. So, oh yeah, let's do this edge that I cut off. Okay, and then this piece is going to go here, like so. And then this piece is going to go here. And then this piece is going to go, oh wait, that's in the wrong order. All right. And then this piece was going here. So kind of gives us some different layers. I wanted to put one more piece of paper here in the middle between these two. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking now I don't want to, because I was going to use this gel print and that's the same pattern. And I was going to use this stencil. So let's do a different stencil. I've got this stencil. Let's do that one. And then let's find a different gel print that we can put on the edges. So I have this color of paper, and that was why I was going to use that other gel print, but I can see that pattern there. I could do that color. I don't know, that kind of the same, or this one. Okay, I think this is the one that'll work. First, I want to add some color to these pieces. And I think this time I'm going to use some Tattered Angels to do that. So let me pop that over there and put some gloves on. What color do I want to do? Another teal or a blue? A beautiful and functional garden journal. That's kind of what I'm thinking, is a journal that I can make. I don't know if I want to do it in like a 3-ring binder. I have a few that I've taken the papers out of. I was trying to see if I have one right here. I think they're over there on my shelf. I also have an old book cover I could use. I don't know. I was kind of thinking that the 3-ring binder method might work better, because I could just add single pages that I would punch a hole and stick it into my journal. Does that make sense? That's an idea. What are your thoughts? All right, so I'm going to put down one of the pieces of paper and the stencil. And I'm going to grab, do I want blues or a green? You know, we've been using a lot of blue. Greens. This was called Bahama Blue, but it's kind of a green blue. So I'm going to shake it up and see how. You love Christmas crafting all year, yeah? You have a mini 3-ring binder I could have. Oh, 8x6. Okay, cool. 8x6. That might work, because then I could just do single pages for each thing that I plant and be able to write notes like, okay, and this is what I've written so far, is I wrote, this plant was put into this spot or container on this date, and kind of just put the name of the plant so I knew what it was, and thought, okay, well, let's see how it does, because what I've learned is over the years, you don't always put things right back where you grew them, because you find out that they do better in a different spot. For example, we know there's a spot in our yard that the tomatoes grew crazy over there. So we're going to put more tomatoes in that spot. And there's a couple of spots where my zucchini squash did really well until the bugs got it. But now I have diatomaceous earth. So I'm hoping that since I have the diatomaceous earth, that when the bugs get active, I can sprinkle that on the plant and deter the plants from eating my plants. The bugs from eating my plants. Green, aqua. Yeah, it's kind of a green, aqua color. I think that looks good. I'm just drying it a little bit since the Tattered Angels is a liquid. Okay. I may not get it 100% dry, but close enough. All right, so I'm going to quickly glue these together. Do I want to do it this way? This way. Let's do it this way. So I'm going to glue. And overlap them just a smidge. Using my grid to kind of make sure that it's laying down straight. All right, so let that dry a moment. Take my gloves off. You had a plant named Holly once, but she disappeared around Christmas. Where did she go? All right, so while that's drying, I'm going to take this piece and cut some 2-inch strips. And you know what? I think I want to do some stamping on those strips. All right, so I got 2 strips. And I'm going to set this to the side because I want to fold it, but I want it to be dry when I fold it. Now, I'm going to lay these out like so. And I've got the henna rose. Let's get some gold embossing powder and some embossing ink. We'll just elevate this another layer, right? All right, I'm going to do one at a time. So, now, do I want to go this way or do I want to go this way? I think I want to go this way. I'm going to dip it. Dip it in. I think that'll be pretty. So I'll just kind of alternate it just a smidge. Okay, so we'll not go past this spot. And dip it. Dip it. Dip it real good. All right, let's go a little bit more. And go right here. All right, dip it again. All right, so lay that up there and do this one the same way. I didn't have to stamp it the entire length because we are going to cut part of it off. So I'll have a scrap that has the same pattern on it. Okay. Okay. I'm concentrating. I can't talk and concentrate, apparently. Okay. Margie wants some junk bucks. All right, let's use the heat tool. And we'll heat these. I may use my little pliers. What are those? Tweezers to hold it. See you later, Julie. Thanks for stopping by. My new cutting mat, I don't want to warp, so I'm trying to hold this up off of it. And it's a text weight paper that is a little bit flimsy. This will work better. That'll work better. I can just hold it up. Well, I think that'll look good with that gold on there. Have a great week. Thanks for being here, Julie. I like this gold. the way it pops on that teal. I could have done silver as well, I guess, since we did have a bunch of rhinestones on the cover. Alright, so let that one dry and then pick this one up. Put that on here. It gets hot! You need those bucks. You can't live without it, right? Can't imagine. You're just doing without. What are some favorite vegetables that you would love to personally grow yourself? Henry and I are going to try onions. I've never grew onions. I've grown chives and a few of, I guess they're kind of a scallion or a bunching onion, not a bulb onion, years ago. I mean, a long time ago. Another thing we're doing is we're going to have tomatoes. We like the Roma tomato. No, but you need to hire a cook. Yeah, hire a cook. I can agree with that. All right, so here's what I'm going to do is fold this in half. Okay. So first, I need to decide how far in I want this to go. So I'm just kind of put it together to see if I put it right about, oh, just a smidge past. Just a smidge. Okay. It's complicated. Garlic patch. Yeah, now I have grown garlic chives, but not garlic. So that's another thing we've been talking about getting is some garlic. Although, honestly, we buy what we call jarlic. It's the jarred minced garlic. And we seem to like that a lot. It's just so handy. Right, I think what I need to do is go ahead and trim this down a little bit. That should be enough. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, and so these two pieces I need to trim. All right, I'm kind of lining these up so I can gauge how much to cut off. Throw this piece away. Okay, now I'm going to take this piece and score it right in the middle. So it should be 2 inches into 1 inches. I'll do this one the same. 1 and 1. That was a book page. Looks like a Bible page that I use as a gel print page. Got a couple little scraps we can use somewhere. All right, now I'm going to fold this in half. And didn't get it very straight. Okay. Favorite is tomatoes. You haven't had good luck with tomatoes? You know, what I learned about this tomato plant was the roots need to be shaded. And it liked on our house, it's the south of our house, but on the north side of the stockade fence. And it being in that position, the fence on the backside shaded it from that south facing sun as it was growing, and it got sun going from east to west over our house, but it didn't burn up the plant, and it seemed really happy there. So thinking of that, you might look at your yard to see if you have a spot that is somewhat protected from that evening south facing sun, north facing coming from the south sun. And if you can put it in a pot of some kind, then you can move it around until you can see that it's getting the right sunlight. And I suggest a big pot so that the roots can get really, really deep, and then you have to keep it watered. If you already know that you have a spot that I'm talking about that you can just plant directly in the ground, then by all means plant it right in the ground. How did I get that off? Oh well. On the other side. Oh, you had to come back. You want a variety of perennial vegetables in your garden. You know, one of the peppers I think you gave me last year, I decided to put into the greenhouse. And did you know that pepper plants are really perennials? They'll come back. And the key is to protect them in the winter because they are tropical plants. I've been watching a lot of gardening tip videos. You know, the asparagus that I have comes back every year. The blackberries come back every year. The cherries come back every year. So you just have to start picking up. I got this one too short too. Oh well. Just picking plants that you know you'll like. I'm going to trim this off where I apparently cut it too short or didn't get it lined up. I think it looks better that way. Okay, that looks good. All right, so now this piece is going here. And then this piece is going here. And then this piece will go here. I'm trying to center them. And that piece will go there. Centered. So it didn't come out perfect because I made this one a little too long. I could remedy it by trimming it off. What do you think? Should I trim this one to be just a little bit shorter so we can see that striped paper behind? And then you've got all of these different layers of papers. So we flip this over. We've got this paper, and then this will be our center. Apparently I haven't finished this one yet, but I think it looks pretty good. All right, I'm going to get a drink of some. I got a soda pop earlier and I haven't drank any. I say soda pop, Coca-Cola, cola, carbonated beverage. I got Tattered Angels glimmer mist all over me. All right, now there's a cable that's laying in the floor for some reason right at my feet. Oh, I see, my USB hub has fallen down. That's where I connect all my cameras. Okay. The chat, everything keeps freezing. Why are y'all freezing? All right, I think I am going to trim this just a tiny, tiny bit. Just so that we can see that striped paper. Let's see how it looks. If I need to do more. Oh, it looks like I got it very crooked. I gotta straighten that up. Ugh. How did I do that? I guess I wasn't holding it when I cut it. Okay. Gotta hold it down. Oh, that's better. Because see, now you can see the layers. And it wasn't too short. Like that. I like it. That's what we're going with. Spin right round, baby, right round. You spin me right round, baby, right round. Like a record, baby. I don't know the rest of the song. Okay, I like it. I am going to go ahead and add some distress inks to the edges of the one that I cut. And I think, let's go ahead and bind these into the journal. That way it's done. And I may come back and embellish a little bit, or I may leave it the way that it is since we have so much embellishment going on the other pages. Could add word phrases. All right, so this is going to go right in the middle of the journal. Come on now, cooperate. That'll be the middle, so let me look at this. Is this what I want? Yeah, I think so. All right, let's get some clippies. And we're going to clip it. Clip it. We are old. Oh, that's an old song, ain't it? Oh. Whoop, I dropped it. Jennifer's back. I need my bookbinding tools. So we got that. Yep. Got my little mat. Got my pokey tool and my needle and some wax linen thread. All right, so we're going to do 3 times the height. 1, 2, and 3. And scissors. Where are the scissors? They were covered up. These are not my scissors for cutting wax linen thread. They don't work that good because they're dull. It's time to get them sharpened. What I need to do is find out the next time my father-in-law is going to a weapons show. I'm trying to say it without saying pew pew, and see if there is going to be somebody there sharpening scissors, and give him all of my scissors and say, please, sir, get my scissors sharpened. And I know he would take them for me, so I just have to pay him with whatever it costs to get it done. All right. I'm just going to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. I have an 8.5 by 11 little template, so I'm just kind of using it as a guide of where I want to punch my holes. Yeah, I'm going to come in just a little bit from the edges. And hopefully somewhat in the center. And then over here. Careful! That's funny. No, a cabana boy. Henry's my cabana boy. He takes care of me. Usually I'm getting ready to get up. He's like, I'll get it, I'll get it. And I'm like, you don't have to. So I need to get up anyway. I'm like, okay, well, since you're getting up anyway. Turn around. Get a little bit lonely and you're never coming around. Listening to the sound of my tears. The best of all the years have gone by. Do you know what song I'm singing? Without singing it. Every now and then I fall apart. Is that what your husband does? Yeah, it's funny. So if you're getting up anyway. Okay, now I want to see this 3-ring binder that you have, Jennifer. I'm already on to the next journal. Do you ever do that? Are you in the middle of one journal and all you can think about is the next one that you want to make? Bright eyes. I really need you tonight. Forever's going to start tonight. And now I'm only falling apart. Nothing you can do, it's the total eclipse of a heart. Okay, I like it. I hope you like it. All right, so one more thing that we can do. A chocolate tree. Well, yeah, I could do a chocolate. There is chocolate mint that I can get. My brother tried to give me some, and it was a hot, hot summer, and I didn't have it placed where I could remember to water it, so I lost it. So I'm going to look for some chocolate mint and grow it in a container because mint can be very aggressive. It's Arm& Hammer yellow. How funny. Something we can make it right. There we go. Oh, we're supposed to have our cell phones up with the lights, right? Going back and forth. And then I fall apart. What do I want to do? I want to make a little journal to go in the pocket. And I had already cut these. Where did they go? Oh, here they are. So I could use these. They may need to be trimmed to fit. Yeah, I think if I trim from top to bottom, and let's see, is that going to fit? Yeah, I'm going to make them shorter. And we'll use these, and we'll make a journal to put in the paper bag side. I'm going to come down just a smidge here. And I can just take some 8.5 by 11 paper and put that in. I have one more. I don't know. I want to make it big enough that it fits. I don't want to make it too thick. So I'm kind of thinking maybe I just cover this piece with some other papers. So what if, ooh, I like this. if I put that in the middle, ooh, isn't that pretty? And then I saw, where is it? I might, oh, I don't know. It may not be enough. So what do we got here? Almost 2 inches. So this would need to be 4 inches, and that's not enough. So we couldn't put that and wrap it around, and then it would make pockets on both sides. That's what I was looking at. But I do have this. So instead, I can cut this in half and cut it in half again, and that would make a pocket on the side. I just need something on this side. So we've got this piece. Set these over here. Now, knowing I've got that piece paired together, what do I have? That one's shorter. It might work. I'm trying to use the papers that I just recently made. I do have a tub over here that I could dig in. Ooh, this one's kind of neat. I think I like this. So on one side, you'll see this textured paper that I used a paper towel. I think it just has a really cool texture that happened on the gel plate. And on that side, we'll have this more bold image. So get rid of the scrappy scraps. And I'm going to glue this in the middle. I'll cut it off afterwards. So I'm just making a mark where to put the glue. Do, 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 do. This isn't directional, so I'm just going to flip it over and glue it down. Somewhat centered from left to right and all the way up against the edge. And then I'm going to flip this over and use my bone folder to smooth that out. I don't have to use the paper in the middle. I am because I want this to come out a little bit thicker. And I'm using up the book pages, and that kind of just gives me a surface to click at, to adhere it to. Okay, Linda, will you make my Florida junk journal for me and tell my family I did it? Sure, Michelle, for the right price. Oh, dear Lord. For the right price. All right, so now I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to go across. There we go. Okay. And I'm just going to smooth that out. You'll use your coupon? Good luck with that. Oh, dear Lord. So are you in the process of making the journal now? Okay, I want to go here and there, I think. May not be perfect, but it'll be pretty good. I got little bitty strips. Who knows? We might find a reason for those later. Now, I'm going to take this piece and cut it at, what are we doing? We're cutting it at 5 and a half. Yes, because this is 11 inches. So I'm going to cut it at the 5.5 inch mark. And just to make sure that everything's going to work out the way that I want, I will fold this in half. This was one of those pages where I took the YouTube time, the live stream time, to show y'all painting a book page with white acrylic paint. And then I rubber stamped over the paint and I ended up watercoloring. Okay, so I could fold this edge over just a smidge, so I'll do that. First, yeah, I'm going to do that. Fold this one, and then I can, what was I saying? Linda, clutter needs to be decluttered and put away before you can craft. I got you. I'm with you. I just make this little space that y'all see where it's not so cluttered. Don't look at the rest of the place. Ask Jennifer. All right, I think what I should do, just so that I don't go too far. Oh yeah, so if I only do like maybe a 1/2 inch, that's where it would be. So let's just kind of do it right about there. I'll see what that measurement is, or close to that measurement. So if I line it up with the 1 on my cutting mat, y'all can't even see that. I have a 1 right here, so I'm just going to line it up there. And we're going to use a bone folder to score. Flip that around. And yeah, so I showed how to make these painted papers. And then what I did was I took that painted paper, because these are my rubber stamps that I use, and I can, for my copyright, scan them into my computer so that I could manipulate the color. And I made that same pattern in different colorways. In fact, I believe I put it as a digital download. If I didn't, I will, if y'all are interested. I'm going to set this aside for a moment, put it back where it goes. And then, you know, we were talking about decluttering. If you are overwhelmed by the abundance of items, take a box or 2 or 3 that you can maneuver yourself. Don't want a giant box that you can't pick up, and fill it. Put a label of what you put in that box. It could be miscellaneous. It could be paper crafts. It could be fabric. It could be journal covers. Whatever it is, put it in that box and label it and set it aside. And then take the next layer of whatever stuff that's in your way and put it in a box, and then set those boxes away in another room, in the garage, storage shed, whatever, for just a short period of time. Make sure it's temperature controlled if you put things that could get damaged by temperature, and set it aside. And then go back to your space, and what did you take away that you need, or finish cleaning your space to fit what you have. And if you know that out in your pile you have X, Y, and Z, you can go to that box and get it out. That might be, you know, something to do temporary. And then you go, as you're decluttering your space, or that, you know, your tabletop, per se, get another box that says giveaway or trash. Maybe even 2 boxes that say, one says giveaway, one says trash, and the other one just put it aside. And do 1 box every couple of days or a week. There are filled boxes labeled everywhere. Oh my gosh. So now you need to start opening the boxes and doing stuff with it. All right, so you've got boxes everywhere. Take 1 box, pull it out, get you 3 boxes behind you, trash, giveaway, keep, and separate what's in that big box in that fashion. And then once the keep box is full, you have to figure out where you're going to put it. You have to find a place to put that stuff. All right, so now I need, because this has got a little bit of the painted papers here. I hope I did that right. Yep. So I'm going to glue on the sides. I don't want that glue. I want this one. Yeah, you need to exchange your craft room with your living room. Your living room is 3 times the size of your craft room. I've told Henry, see you later, Bonnie. I told Henry, I said, I would trade my craft room for the master bedroom. We could put the master bedroom in here because our bed would fit. He didn't like that idea. Make that my craft room. And if Henry dies, I'll make the living room my craft room. And I kind of do that now anyway. I'm trying to decide if I just want to glue it on the sides and then cut it off. I kind of do that now anyway. I will bring a craft with me into the other room and work on it while we watch television. So when I watch television with Henry, sometimes I'll, or YouTube videos, because we're trying to learn about something, I'll paint nails. That's one thing I do. All right, so I'm just putting glue on the side here to make these pockets. Okay. Think that's a great idea? Oh, dear. All right, I like that. Let that dry before I try to cut it. And let's go on the other side. So again, I'm just going to kind of put it in the middle so that when I cut off the excess, I don't have any of the inside paper exposed. Go through boxes. Just pick a box up and open it and say, okay, keep, give away, trash. And then keep going until your keep box is full. And it cannot be that you open one box and you say, I'm keeping it all. That's not allowed. Something must go in the giveaway, sell, trash box. Whatever, something has to go in there. Because there's a reason it was in the box if you're not using it. In my case, Henry's like, well, you don't need that stuff. I'm like, well, as soon as I get rid of it, though, I'll want it. Because I'll be like, oh, yeah, I remember I had that XYZ. Where did that go? Well, I gave it away or threw it away or got rid of it. All right, so I'm just folding this. And then I'm going to cut off these excess pieces. Oh, yeah, when Cupcake goes. Well, that's just it. When and Hercules is getting closer and closer to going over that rainbow bridge. It's sad. He is not the same dog. He's got dementia. He's going blind. He gets so anxious if we leave him for any period of time. Anyhow, we need to rearrange the furniture in our living room, but we have it. Oh, I guess I didn't glue that side. We have it in this order because of Hercules and the other dog that we used to have, Oreo, because Oreo was completely blind. And so we were trying to make sure that he could get around if we never moved it. Well, now that Oreo's gone and Hercules is declining rather quickly, he's starting to have kidney issues. Oh, so one of these days we'll lose him, and then we'll go ahead and move the furniture. I like the way that turned out. So this will be a page inside our journal. So that fits down in there, okay? So let's make a cover and then grab some papers to put for the pages. Now, I have that other one that we made earlier, and this is not super thick, it's just a little bit. So, do I have some more cardstock? Not really, but what I could do, I like this paper, so if I were to, this time I don't want to make pockets on the cover itself. I want to, my goal is to cover as much of this as possible. So I'm trying to decide, do I slide it over and do a smaller piece here, or I've got some cast off cut pieces, you know, that we've used, and I could piece it together a little bit. Doesn't look like I have a lot. I don't like that one per se for the, I like that. I don't know, maybe we'll use the scraps here. Yeah, it's kind of sad. Poor Hercules is, he's just not the same dog. Poor guy. Oh, I have this little piece. And I have this piece. It's kind of interesting. All right, I got an idea. So we got all these little pieces here. And I think I want to start by gluing this down, because it's kind of has this patchwork look to it anyway. And then I can add a piece here. And you know what? I may have enough that I could put the same piece on the back, and then we can put a focal image or something on top of here. Okay, I got a plan. We have a plan. So first I'm going to glue this piece down. So let's see how far. Right about here. Okay. I figure if I do it this way, that makes sure that I get glue everywhere. This paper is really thin, so I think I am going to try to put something else thicker on the other side. I may get that gel print cardstock that I had, and maybe even just some regular cardstock if I have to, without making it a super thick cover. Okay, so now this piece, I'm just going to glue it right up the edge of the other. Glue, glue, glue. So I'm just kind of wiggling it in the glue back and forth so that there's glue all the way to the edge. All right, I'm going to trim this piece off. Just trying to line it up with my paper edge. Okay. And then, hopefully, when I flip this around, I can put this over. I think I may even kind of cover that up. I don't know. Do I want to do it right there? Maybe like that, so you can still see that little strip. All right. So I will need this glue here because it's painted. And then the rest of it can be Elaine's tacky glue. Your cat, Charlotte, steals the paper clips. Oh, yeah, because they like the little fuzzy. What is it about that? It's funny. I didn't know at the time that I was allergic to cats. And I had a cat that lived with us. And every Christmas that we put up a Christmas tree, she would knock off one of the ornaments and do that like at 3 o'clock in the morning and bat it up and down the hallway. It was like, Thena, go to bed. And she'd be like, meow. And then if I got up and went into the hallway, she would just scramble like crazy, like, I'm out of here. Like, Thena. That cat was silly. She would wait in our entryway for our dog back then, Gizmo and Spanky. And when one of them would walk by the opening, she would pounce on them. And they'd be like, what are you doing? Why are you picking on us? Okay. I guess I'll fold this over. No, I'm not going to. It doesn't want to fold, and I need to score it, so I'm just going to cut it. Just cut it. Line it up. Thena would get in one of our chairs in the dining room, and they had opening on the sides. Yeah, typical cat. And Spanky would come up to her. She'd have her paws kind of sticking out the chair, and Spanky was a male dog who'd come up and he'd be like squinting his eyes and trying to get real close, and then she'd go whap whap whap, and he'd back up and he'd be squinting his eyes, and he'd shake it off, and then he'd come toward her again, stick his nose, she'd bap 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 bap. Yeah, cats, they like to play hide and seek. It's funny. All right, I'm going to cover this back side. I'm trying to decide if what I want to do is fold this in half, then cut off the excess on the top and bottom. Then I'll cover the inside. See, that's going to be a cool cover piece, I think. It was so funny. We're like, Spanky, quit sticking your nose up there and she won't bap you in the face. And he just go back at it. That was their game. The chase would ensue if she jumped down. He'd run after her. And then when she was done, she'd go someplace where he couldn't reach her. Okay. All right, so this is only... Oh, I guess I didn't cut that side off because I couldn't see it. I just thought I had cut it off. So let's do this. I was looking at the wrong edge when I was cutting off the excess here. It won't be perfectly straight, but there. Play hide and seek. I had a dog that would play hide and seek. She was hilarious. Okay. I had a dog that when I let her out in the morning, she would run up into the pasture where my pony was, and she and the pony would run around in the pasture. The horse would chase the dog would chase the horse, pony, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I have this gel print that I could put on the inside, and I think I have enough that I could piece it together. So let's do that. So first, I want to trim off this edge just a little bit here where the other paper pokes through. Okay. And then I'll trim this edge just a little bit. Right about there. Now, what I'm going to do is cut this piece to go across here. So right there. And then this piece that I cut off will end up going here. So we'll end up covering the whole inside with the cardstock. And we can add some pockets on the front inside cover if we want. All right, so this piece is going to go here. Oh, I cut it too short. Well, I may just put it on there and then trim it up afterwards. Okay, so then this piece, I want to trim. I'm going to trim off this edge. Trim off this edge. And this edge. And then I'll cut this strip to be the same height as this piece. So, flipping this over and getting it straight and then cutting it here. There. So that'll create a rigid pocket that we could put on the front or the back. I know I said back a moment ago, but we could put it in the front. Okay. Send the cook out for groceries. There you go. All right. I think, do I want to have this on the inside front cover? Yeah, let's do that. So this is cardstock, so I'm not going to worry about reinforcing the pocket edge. But I do want to add some distress inks before I glue it down on that pocket piece. So I'm going to glue this piece down first, and then we'll add the other. You'll have the cook making them something into something decadent. So we were talking about perennial plants. So I have spearmint that comes back. In fact, I dug some of it up and put it in some containers so that I could manage it a little better. This year, it's just inside some temporary pots, but I think I may end up putting them in a little bit bigger pot that I can move around, but yet keep it somewhat small, because I don't need a lot of mint. And it's so aggressive. It's aggressive. Aggressive. The real cook, me, will just go grab a TV dinner out of the freezer, unfortunately. Hey, if that works for you, go to it, you know? Henry and I, we kind of pre-do meals. We generally will make something that will last between 2 and 3 nights. And we don't mind eating the same thing 3 nights in a row. Sometimes it works out that we make it for dinner on Sunday or Monday night, and then Tuesday night we have dinner with Henry's parents. So we'll have whatever that meal is. And generally, there are leftovers from the Tuesday night meal. So sometimes we'll break it up where, we made something Monday night. The next night is Tuesday. So we had Taco Tuesday. So on Wednesday night, sometimes what we'll do is Henry will eat the leftover tacos and I'll get some salmon. And then on Thursday night, we go back and eat whatever the leftovers were for Monday night. We have a system. It works. Occasionally, we'll make something that only lasts one night. It's a small portion or whatever. Sometimes we just decide that we want to go out to eat, so we'll do that. It just kind of depends on what we want to do. All right, I'm going to trim this off just a little bit. Make it straighter, I hope. I feel like it just shifted, so it's not perfectly straight, and that's why it looked off to me. Okay, so that's the inside. I am going to trim this side just a smidge. I thought Hercules just came in here, but he left again. Okay. That works. I'm going to add some Distress ink to the inside over here to kind of cover up where didn't have the papers perfectly aligned. This definitely gave it more body than just 3 layers of copy weight or even thinner copy weight paper. We have the cardstock, so it feels a lot thicker. Now we can look through my images, or we may want to put another gel print. I don't know. So that, I was thinking this would be the front cover. Little pieces. That'll be the inside. This is going to be one of the pages inside. And I know it's sticking out a little bit, but I think I'm okay with that. It's just off a little bit. One side got in. But I think that'll work. Okay, so what do we want to put on the front? Now, I cut out, and I have these too, but that's the same color. We could mat it with another. Why don't I let's look in my digital papers. So, I have a color printer, and what I'll do is I will sometimes just print things extra for whatever I'm working on. I don't know if I like that yellow on there. I don't know. And so I end up with extra digital paper. So I'll go through my stash here and see if there's something that kind of says, oh, use that. That's what needs to go on there. Now, oh, here's one of those original papers that I stamped and colored. What else do we have here? Have a lot of pinks. That's one of Norella's images. I don't think I like this one. I was thinking of, you know, not the whole thing. I could cut it. That might be, that may be what I use. You know, sometimes you have to envision what it would look like if you trim it a little bit. And we've got some other elements we could put with it. And that's one of my gel prints that I scanned in that Norella turned into a digital. Now I do have something else here. So we've been doing butterflies, except for some of the pages don't have them, but that has dragonflies. So we could do this little section here. Probably would get another color. This might work. To go behind and frame that piece. I don't know if I like that purpley color. Not the purpley color. I don't want to cover up anything. Let's see. Nope, that's not the right shade. Okay. Other thing I have is I have some of these images from Calico Collage that are some of her really bright digitals. I like that with the rainbow. And I kind of like this one. Let's trim this one out. And we're going to narrow it down. Narrow it down! Dead coffee. Decaf coffee. Alright, I think I'm going to trim this off and put away my box here. Let's just look at those for a second. Put this one back. And that's just one box that says digital papers. There's two more. Alright, do I like that one? And I have to cut off the white borders to make everything look right to me. So that's why I stopped to do this. Get rid of the scrappy scraps. I saw some darker blue. So if I were to cut this and frame this piece, I think I like that idea. Another thing I could do is border with gold leaf pin. I think I'm going to do that. Okay, so cut this piece to mat the other piece. So I just want a little bit of a border all the way around. I don't want it too big. Okay. Okay. Concentrating. I know that looks a little different, but I think I like the contrast. All right, so here's what I was going to do. Take a piece of paper here, and I have my gold leafing pen here. So I have, not this ruler, let's do this one. I like this one because it's raised up off of my paper. So my thinking was putting the gold on this image. So let's see how that looks. I don't want this piece. So I'm going to line this up with the edge like that. And then I need I think that's the fat end. Yes. Now I got to get it started. Okay. And then just using that straight edge. It helps if you get it on the paper and not on the ruler. So I just added a little of a gild edge to that. I'm going to do that all the way around. You could also use a paint. If you just want to take a paintbrush and paint the edge. If you're trying to get it really crisp and straight and you don't want it to bleed under your ruler when you paint, you could put down some washi tape temporarily, paint it, let that dry, and pull off the washi tape, or pull off the washi tape before the paint dries completely, making sure that you don't smear it. Okay. Put this ruler away. Put the paint pen away. Scraps away. See, doesn't that just elevate it to a whole nother level of layers? I'm going to move it over closer to the front here so you can still see this gel print back behind. All right, my nose itches now. Hercules came to see me. I know you have food in there, Hercules, so if you're hungry, you go eat. Thankfully, he's not whining. He's just pacing. A couple of live streams ago, he was in the other room and didn't realize I was in here, and so he was in there howling like I had abandoned him. It's like, oh, what are you doing, Hercules? Why are you bumping into my chair? Huh? I'm trying to get it straight. Okay. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so I'm going to glue this down. And I think we'll need to look for a butterfly and something else, word maybe, to attach. Keep it relatively flat. Okay. Now I'm going to put that right about here. I like these images that Norella made a couple years ago now. Okay, so that gives it a little bit more thickness to that cover. And then we've got this pocket page and the pocket here. So we need to grab some papers to put in the inside as pages. Do I want to just stick with the 8.5 by 11? I could look through my scrapbook paper so that some of the insides could be a little bit bigger than 8.5 by 11. And I see some paper that I can just grab. I'm trying to get some of the glue off my fingers. All right, so let's look at this pile. One of these days, I would like to go through all of my scrapbook papers and categorize them by color so that I could just grab a certain color and go. But right now, what I have to do is go through the pads. I kind of like that polka dot paper, but see if there's something else here. Well, let's do this lighter polka dot paper. What do we got here? It's a different paper pad. All right, now I've got more polka dot paper. Okay, let's do those. This would be good for pages on the inside. All right, let's put this away. I think three might be enough. Whoop. I'm flying. A little scrap of a gel print. I may want that. So, we want these to fit in our journal from top to bottom. So, I'm going to line this up on the mat here. They're not directional. So, I think what I want to do is just go here. And I am not going to make these all pocket pages. I'm just going to cut it off. Because I think I may use that scrap to put it on the other edge. Hopefully that'll make sense in a moment. Alright, so in theory, now I have this page that's going to fit inside the journal. Move this over here for now. So what I could do is take this piece and attach it over here on this edge and then trim off to make that one long continuous piece. So that's what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to mark where they meet and cut this off. Okay, so I've got a little square piece there. And then, I don't know if I want to glue this and then fold it in and have either just a decorative edge on the inside. Let's just do that. Yeah. Why not? So first, I need to glue all these pieces together. Now, do I want to mix the papers where I shuffle these around? So this one would be on here. This one would be on here. Why not? Why not? We'll make it different. And I could alternate it. So I could do one on this side and one on that side so that when you look them through the journal, you'll see different papers. Okay. So first, I'm going to glue here. Okay. I think another thing I could do is if I fold these exactly in half and then fold in whatever the excess is on both sides, that might be an option as well. So let's lay that over here for a moment. I'm going to do this one. I'm not going to decorate the other side right now. I think I just want to have pages in this journal that whatever can be done with them. You know, if I want to write on the whole thing, or if I want to maybe attach some photos. Let's do this. Okay. Go like that. Yeah, I think I like this idea. So I want it to be shorter. Yeah, see, if let me slide this over so you can see what I'm talking about. So if I were to fold this piece directly in half and then mark where I need to fold this so it fits within the cover, this piece that would fold over would then be on where the white side would be. So it gives a little decoration on the other side without actually decorating the inside or the white part of the paper. Try to get that straight as I can. I may end up cutting the edges to make them nice and neat. I don't know, this is kind of interesting how this is coming together. Alright, so if I were to look at this journal, I could alternate the papers. And let's say that this was the inside. So when you flip these over, how did I do that? I got it out of order, I guess. Let's do it this way. Because I wanted there to be a pattern paper mix. I may mix that again. Oh, can I? Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, so now what I need to do is take each of these and score those edges. Right at where I want this to fold. If I use my paper ruler, paper cutter ruler, then I would know. So I want to put this just under 7 inches. Let's do that. I could just cut it off, but I like the idea of putting a little bit of that decoration to the other side. I am going to trim this back a little bit. All right, do 7 inches again. So this piece is going to fold to the inside, and I'll glue that down. Okay, there's one. Not done, but it's there. Come here. Come apart. I'm going to go ahead before I get to scoring, trimming this piece up just a little bit. See if this side needs to be trimmed. Yep, just a smidge. Okay. Then we're going to go here at 7 inches. And score. Flip it. And score. So now when I fold these in, that edge will get finished. You missed it! Okay, and one more. And do the same thing where I trim off the top and the bottom just a smidge. Just kind of straightens out that edge that's sticking out a little bit. All right, and then score 7 and 7. Get rid of this. Get rid of the scrappy scraps. Now fold all these in, and I could also, if I wanted, add some distress inks to the edges. I think I'm just going to glue them the way they are, just the way you are. Yeah. Come here, piece of paper. Just give them a good score on both sides. Okay, so glue the little flappy down. I like it. Margie got some more junk bucks. All right, we're almost done. I think I just want to put this in the journal. So the journal within a journal. I didn't find more decorations for the front cover yet. So we might look for a butterfly and maybe a word phrase here in a moment. All right, I think, no, not done yet. You made it to 40,000. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. You're at 40,000 there. Are you trying to get this one up to, was it 1 million? Do you have 1 million on the other account, Margie? Oh dear. Okay. So I got all of those. How do I want this to go? Maybe like that. And then, well, maybe the thing is to put all of the pages that are because then you have this side and then this side. Let's see if we like the way this looks. So this is going to stick out, which is fine. And we have this inside. There's the next page. Next page. This is the middle. And then we go back the other way. And these are the solid patterns. So you're not splitting the patterns. I think that's good. YouTube just using your email. Gotcha. I think that's all I'm going to put in this one. it leaves room to adhere other stuff in to the journal if you want. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, I think. Yep, my needle was trying to go for a ride. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Call your mom. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me today. I think next week, if I can get with Jennifer this week, and she can let me have the little journal that she's talking about, 3-ring binder, I may use that to make a garden journal. All right, let's use this to mark it out. The polka dot is separated. Just do polka dot on my website and you'll find it. It is a separate one. It's not in the stencil club. Just search polka dot on my website. If I think about it when I get back from dinner, eating dinner tonight, I'll look and send the link to you. Okay, put that in there. Just going to do a pamphlet stitch real fast on the front of this. I'm so glad to have you here. Thank y'all for hanging out with me for a couple of hours. I greatly appreciate it. I hope that you just had fun with a little chat. Maybe you learned a little something different or got an idea for making a project in your future. That's what we're all about. Talking it out. Deciding what we're going to do next. All right, make sure that I don't have any slack. Looks good. Now use those gel prints. You can write on the gel prints. You probably would want a Sharpie. I like to buy these fine Sharpie. I think it's called a fine point or something. So it's got a real thin nib on it, or the next size up. Depends on the paper. If the paper is bumpy, I like the next size up. If it's smooth like this one, I like this size. I am going to trim the strings so that they're inside the journal. And let's put this away. Put it away so I can find it another day. Ow! Well, that sucks. What happened? Okay. I'm having issues. There it is. Okay. Good grief. Ugh. I lost something. I found it. Okay, now you cooperate and you go in there. Gotcha. So, what could we put on the front here? Oh, I want to show you something I did today. I got tired of trying to sort through all my butterflies to find one. So I took a piece of cardstock and a piece of transparency film and cut it and made little pockets so that I could put these in my pockets here and find the color that I want. And I'm kind of thinking maybe this one. Just because it matches the color of the journal. And I don't know if I have a big one. Yeah, I just went flying. Need to scan your gel prints. I have these little journals. I could do it like that, so it looks like it was all planned that way on purpose. I don't know, it helps to kind of separate them out. Another thing I did was on these flowers, I fussy cut a bunch of them apart, and then I just put them in these little pockets. And these are the ones I haven't finished fussy cutting, but I've got another pocket set on this side, so I can put them in there, and I can see what I have already made, so I can determine or not if I need to make something. All right, we got those. We got those. All right, let's glue that on. Yeah, we could just use regular glue. Okay. I'm trying to keep this relatively flat so that it goes in that pocket without tearing anything up too much, hopefully. And we've got butterflies all throughout the main part of the journal, so I wanted to add some on this little journal. Put these back where they belong. Okay, so now let's put this in the pocket. It can go in the far back portion or to the front, but I think I'm going to put it towards the back, and then this can tie up like so. So we'll flip through this. Thank y'all for being here, for hanging out with me. I greatly appreciate it. I hope that y'all have enjoyed this. Alright, so a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, a month now, I made a bunch of gel prints, and then I decided we're going to make something with those gel prints. And I still have some things I can alter in here, but I think this is a good start. So the front is a gel print, and gel print, and then digital images, rubber stamped images. The back side, there is a pocket, but we haven't put anything in it yet. I used 2 wire ribbons, so it keeps its shape really well there. I like that. And then on the inside, we have a 2026 planner, and I haven't written in it or done anything in there yet. Over here, I use some papers that I had already made, and pockets. This was a gel print I made. Another gel print portion. Showing you the pages today, adding the gel print down the edges. I like the way that, how that looks with that waterfall effect. Aw, thank you so much. Thank you. Aw, you're so sweet. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the sparkles. More gel prints. Gel print, gel print, gel print. And this one I didn't finish it, but it could be another mini journal that's popped in here. Using the butterflies again. So I think having the abundance of butterflies is good. So this was a card I made a long time ago. There's a butterfly on it. Another little notepad I made a while back. And during the live, I made this pocket and this little journal card that I stuck in there. Kind of reminds me of a tent table card. It should have your name on. The papers that I collaged upon. And this pocket here, but I haven't put anything in it yet. And we've got a pocket here. And I started this. I've got a card that I think would fit in here, and I was going to put a piece of this across it. So that's why that's sticking in there. I need to decorate this page. This is one of those images that Norella made, but it is on cardstock. And I haven't put anything on this page yet, but we can. I can. This was using a paint chip, and I just put coffee dye paper on the back and altered an envelope. This was a page out of Musical Botanica. I thought that would just be pretty to, I'm going to turn it this way. Have the butterflies. And then this is a big journal card back here behind the hummingbird. Put that over. Another journal card here. Big journal card. This was a card that Beverly with Beeline Designs gave me. It's coffee dyed. And one of her rubber stamps was used. Pretty. And then this is the back inside cover where we had a large journal card. And then this was something that came in Happy Mail a while back from one of my friends. I can't remember. It's just a vintage card. It looks kind of cool. And then over here, I've got one of my watercolor strips I made a while back. And then we made this journal today. Just using some scrapbook papers and gel prints. I like the way it turned out. I love this color in the middle. Paint, chip, notes, scrappies, exactly. Well, I hope you enjoyed today. Do something fun this next week. Do something creative. Love to hear about it. Share it within the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. Next week, I think I will work on a garden journal so I can transcribe all of my notes into it and have it to keep track of what we planted, when we planted, how it was doing, etc. So I hope y'all will join me next week for that. And what else? Be Sparkles. Be kind. You never know what someone else is going through out there. Do something kind for somebody else. And a little act of kindness. You never know how far that can go with brightening someone's day. You really want me to make a journal? If you really want me to make a journal, let me know. I don't know when your Florida trip is. If you want it before you go or not. Well, I want to say lots of love to each and every one of you out there. I hope you have an amazing week. As I said, do something creative and do something kind for somebody else. And we'll see you next week. Lots of love, everybody. Bye.